Placing the Venetian houses in the Lego city is going to be rather interesting because it is a water-based set. So that forces me to add a canal to the city, which actually I'm really excited about. So hey, welcome back to another Lego City update, everybody. Jordan here. Today we're going to be placing the Venetian houses, and we're also going to be building a canal in the Lego city. So as you can imagine, I'm pretty excited about this because the downtown core looks pretty good until you turn your eyes right over here. This is just a hodgepodge of different colors of Mills plates, and I've been holding off on building anything here for this specific reason. We've got some water over there in the boatyard, and we also have a little creek right here that runs through the campground. Now, the issue with the campground creek right now is that it just comes to an abrupt end right here. But eventually, I'd imagine we're going to have some sort of creek running through the zoo as well, which is going to connect to the waterfall right over here that starts at the top of the mountain, which hosts the Ninjago Temple. So I definitely have a lot of work to do here today because I'm not sure how I'm going to bring water from up here down to here, because I don't think a waterfall would look correct if it was just coming down these sort of cement platform coverings right here. So I'm for sure going to have to rebuild one of those there. But I think the first thing I should do is clean up all these base plates and bring the Venetian houses in. So there we go. We've got the Venetian houses placed. Thank you so much for coming on by. I hope you enjoyed the video. No, I'm just kidding. But hey, if you could do me a huge favor, just remember to hit that thumbs up and also subscribe. It goes a long way. Thank you so much. I think what's going to make this a little bit of a brain teaser is the fact that the water is right there. So for example, I can't just press this up against a sidewalk because that's just not going to work. I've got to somehow modify a road that's going to go over some sort of water that's probably going to lead off over here and just go off the edge of the table. But I do want to build an entire canal right here somehow. Definitely got to think about this one here. It's going to be a little bit more challenging to place than any of these other modular buildings, that's for sure. I know 100% it would be really easy to take the Venetian houses, just throw it up top here with the Ninjago water-based sets, but I just want the water to come down here and be a canal. I just think it's going to add something different to this downtown core. This is my modified road plate right here that allows the water to flow underneath. It sits on two base plates. I think it actually looks pretty good. There are ways that I could make it better if I had different parts. I'll explain that to you right now. So it's got a sidewalk on the side here. You can see it's just like a staircase that leads up and then down. It's bordered by the masonry bricks. And then I've got the road plates right here. So a half road plate, then the 16 by 16 going upward, and then a flat one, 16 by 16 once again, then the same on the other side. Now these ones going up are actually just sitting there loosely, just like that there. I think it works well, it gets the angle right, and there's actually not a huge amount of gap happening. Now the way that I could significantly reduce this is if I custom built the entire road using slopes, or if I just do what I did on the side here. You can see these side panels that I built to extend the road. I just use hinges, you see? And that is just sitting there sort of snug up against the road like that there. What I could do is use a bunch of dark gray bricks and literally just build it all the way across and just custom build our roads. But I've been using the road plates, wanted to stay consistent with the Lego city. And I don't know if I want to get into custom building roads, but you can see how I built those there. I actually ran out of dark gray brick hinges, so I have to get some more of those. But yeah, what I could do once again is just literally take dark gray bricks and just build this all the way along, and then use multiple hinges so that sort of fills in that gap and makes it more seamless. But I think what we have here works pretty good, and I'm definitely happy with the first project here involved in placing the Venetian houses. There we go. I think my modified road plate blends together pretty well here in the Lego city. Nice. Now we just need to add water. I was just thinking to myself, oh my gosh, this would be such an easy placement for the Venetian houses. Just put them right there up against the mountain. We could have some water running down, pool down there, put the road plate right here. Bob's your uncle, it's done. What do you think? Should I go with the canal, or should it be as simple as that? No, I'm not going to do that. That's just sort of like the lazy route. And I'm looking to do something different in the Lego city here with the canal. I've actually turned the Venetian houses sideways like that there. That might work because it's 2 base plates wide, so it fills that gap there, and also it connects the sidewalk on either side. I think the next thing that I have to tackle is figuring out how I'm going to have the water come down from the raised platform. But before I do that, I just want to say that obviously this space here is massive. I'm going to try and build some custom modular buildings that match up nicely with the Venetian houses and sort of match that water vibe. I think that'll look really nice over here. And I think I have some parts that are going to allow me to do that. I won't lie, I'm sort of struggling with the concept of how we're going to bring the water down there to fill the canal. So I'm back at my desk over here and I'm working on some Mills plates, which will accommodate those other Venetian style buildings that I want to create. There we go. Those fill in the area quite nicely there. So I've got to build an 8-stud strip of water for right there, just so we can give some nice spacing between our buildings. And I'll probably do another 8-stud spacer right there. And that leaves 2 base plates open right here. So I could do 2 corner buildings, or I could make these an extension of the canal. One other change that I need to make is go through and fix all of my road plates there, because that color is now exposed with the lower Mills plates, and that really isn't working for me. I've officially ran into a huge problem. I used all of my water 1x2 tiles. 10,000 pieces I ordered not too long ago, and they are all gone. You can see that I've made some modifications to our modified road plate here. I added some slopes to the sidewalk. I also removed the tiles. I just think it looks cool with some exposed studs. But yeah, I'm out of the 1x2 tiles. That is so unfortunate. I built these large 8x64 plate fillers right there so we can extend our water on either side. I also added these Mills plates right here. I was saying earlier in this video that these would have to have water on them, but that's not true because we have this 8-stud filler plate right there. But yeah, that's looking pretty good, I think. I'm pretty happy about that. I also added some base plates right over here. Technically, if we wanted, we could extend our water and have it over here, or we could just have it flow right through and drain out. But once again, I'm out of the water tiles. Oh, it's so tragic. 10,000 used here in the Lego city. That's crazy. So if you were me, what would you do with these open base plates over here? Would you just continue with modular buildings and then have a little bit of water running through? Or would you continue with that Venetian vibe? I think I've made up my mind on how I'm going to bring the water down there into the canal, and I'm going to have to modify this panel. I think this works out pretty nicely here. I got rid of one of those cement arches there, and I replaced it with some rock work, and embedded in that rock work is some water. And you can see it's just sort of making its way through right there, and it trickles all the way down, and then we've got some rapid water right down here, which will lead into the canal. So I think that just actually perfectly does it. You can see the back there, it's all panel-y and stuff like that. It was a little bit difficult to do the rocks because it's such a vertical rock face and it's actually pretty tall. So I had to use lots of inverted slopes and stuff like that, and also lots of these taller slopes just to make it go vertical at a rapid pace there. And then I had to use some of those gray panels so that we have the dark gray backdrop. Yeah, I think that works perfect. It's almost as if there was a waterfall there and the city just sort of worked around it and kept a bit of the waterfall there. But now there's actually a reason for the water to be down there in the canal. So I'm pretty stoked on that. My next task is a time-consuming and monotonous one. I've got to go around and fix all the roads. Now, it may not seem like that would take a long time, but when you go through here and you start taking all of this stuff off, you'll notice that it's really randomly done in random colors and stuff like that. So when I take all of this stuff off, I've got to redo all of the tiling, pretty much redo all of the underlying brick depending on what it is, unless it's a sweetheart like that one there. But yeah, it just takes a long time because a lot of parts go into it. I know I should probably be bringing each road plate over to my desk and doing the changes over there, but I'm doing it on the fly in the city, and this is my little kit of parts that I'm sort of bringing around with me here. Everything that I need to make the changes. So I've got my first section done besides the modular buildings. Oh, and I guess that plate right there, that's got to change too, but now it's all looking pretty awesome there. Except for these ones here, because eventually these are going to be Mills plated and they'll be buildings, so I don't really need to waste all my gray brick. I'm making those ones look good temporarily. Now I've got this section of the Lego City all cleaned up as well. Got those road plates looking consistent. But once again, I decided to leave the modular buildings just for another day there. I guess these would actually be pretty easy. But either way, the Edmonton Oilers are playing the Calgary Flames right now, and I'm recording it, so you know it's priorities, hey? But look at the Lego City. It's looking much better right now than it did at the beginning of this update, that's for sure. We've got the Venetian houses placed. I also made this mill plate right here, just so it blends in a little bit better there. We've got some big open spaces right there for some custom buildings that I'm going to be creating right away. I've got to order some more blue tiles, but I'm probably going to get dark blue so we can add some more texture to our water. So that means I'll probably redo most of my tiling in the Lego City so that we can have a combination of light blue and dark blue. And then we've got some large open spots right there as well for some modular buildings, and those are actually full 32 by 32 base plates. And then once again, some big open spots over there as well. So the Venetian houses, and right behind the Venetian houses, we have that little waterfall that's feeding into the canal. Just works out beautifully. And then that water is going to flow underneath our newly built custom road there, which I think fits pretty nicely here in the Lego City. I'm digging it. I always like experimenting with different roads, and this is, I think, one of the cooler ones in the Lego City, that's for sure. I mean, you've got T's and straights and four ways and train track ones, but this bridge is pretty killer. So I hope you enjoyed this Lego City update here as I placed the Venetian houses and started building our canal. Obviously lots of work to do as we move forward, and I look forward to doing it. So make sure you stay tuned. Remember to like, subscribe, and farewell.